Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Future Wealth. In this video, I will be revealing all my leap contracts. So these are the leap contracts that I'm holding currently. So I have contracts on Pinduoduo, Adobe and Kaspi. And if you look at the profit and loss, I have already made like 3000 on my Adobe contract. So I'm going to show you my interactive broker account where these leap contracts are. I'll show you all my trades there. So stay tuned in. So let's talk about what topics this video covers. So first I'll be showing you all my contracts, and then we will talk about poor man's covered call. So because I have these long leap contracts of this option, I'm also selling the covered call, and I'll show you what delta I'm choosing for that and all that details. Then I'll also talk about why I'm holding the leap option instead of the equity, the shares of these companies. Are they really undervalued according to me and all that? I'll also show you whenever I do leap contracts what delta I choose and what time duration I prefer. Then finally in this video we'll talk about the exit strategy. When do I plan to close these exit contracts, and also when I choose to roll over instead of exercising or exiting these contracts. So this video is going to be really interesting. Stay tuned in and let's go into my interactive brokerage now. So this is my interactive broker, and where I have all these leap contracts. So let's start with the Adobe first. As you can see, I have this Adobe contract that expires in 2028 January, and it's 120 strike price call option. So in this contract I'm already up 3200, and let's see this contract so that we understand what delta I'm holding and all that. So as I said, the profit is already 3200, and you might be wondering, Adobe is still down, but how did I already make 3200 on this contract? So let's look at the delta here. So this contract delta right now is 93. At the time when I bought this, the stock price was 206, and I bought at 91 delta, and the amount I paid was 9907. So I feel Adobe is really undervalued, and it still is. And when it was all the way to $196, and the ratio that you are paying, like price to free cash flow or price to earning, was below 10. And for companies like Adobe, I felt this is the opportunity. So what I did was, I had 44 shares of this Adobe. I sold those shares and bought the leap contract so that I can control almost 100 shares of it. So I'm going to show my strategy when I plan to exit or roll over and how this contract is changing. So let's go to option profit calculator. So here we are at option profit calculator, and let's enter the numbers here. So this is Adobe. At the time of recording this video, and the Adobe price is 237, and I have a call option of 120. The amount I paid is 9907, and let's calculate and see how this option would change. So right now it's 237. So as it's mimicking what I have bought here, like 3200. And see this, up until the expression, even if Adobe doesn't move any number, like let's say it remains $237, I will still be in profit, almost 2000. And only reason why it's happening is because I bought 90 delta call option. So whenever I buy option, I like to be deep in the money, and whenever and I'm expecting you know all this when you are watching this video. So whenever you have deep in the money option, it almost mimics the stock movement. It would still be double the stock price, but the time decay is less significant in this, and that's why you are seeing this without any movement 1.5 year from here. I would still be in profit actually. So as I was saying, whenever I do these option contracts, I like to be deep in the money and farthest the time. So in this case, I could only get up to January 2028, and that's where I bought this contract. Right now, still people are fearful of the AI on these SaaS companies, and I have a lot of these SaaS stocks in my portfolio, and because they were beaten down heavily, and that's when I jumped in and bought all of these contracts. So we'll see how this goes. Let's say from here Adobe goes to 300 or something, right? I would almost be doubling my money. And because Adobe at one point was 600, there's no change in the company in terms of fundamental. It's the AI fear that's doing all this. So I'm going to write this option, and I'll update all the strategies that I'm going to use. So now let's go to the covered call I'm using on this option. Some people call it poor man's covered call. So let's see that. So we are back into my interactive brokerage, and you can see here I'm selling the call this August, like 40 days from here, and the strike price is 270. So I sold this for $294, and because past 2 days this stock Adobe moved really high, I'm negative 216 on this contract. So let's see this. So as you can see, I have a leap call option 120 strike price that's expiring 2028 January, but I'm selling the covered call. So I have sold one contract expiring on this August 28, 270 strike price. Right, remember right now the stock price of Adobe is 237, and I have sold for 270. From today it's almost like 40 days to expire, and I collected 294 for $294 on this contract. But past 2 days, because this Adobe stock moved really quickly, I'm negative $216 on this. But I still think from here crossing that 270 is a big ask. It's difficult, but let's say if it happens, right, I would still be making a lot on my long leap contract. And if that day comes, if the stock price is near about 270, I would, on that expiry day, I'll buy this sold 270 contract again, and I'll pay some money. But let's say this contract Adobe goes to 300 or 350 something, right? I will close both my call and this sale option, and I will be making almost like 3000 there, because anything it goes above 270 is not my business. Up to 270 I would still be collecting money like 3000 there. So overall I will be like 6000 up in a month in this Adobe option. But if it doesn't hit that price, I still want to keep rolling the option and keep selling the call option on this Adobe contract. But if you'd see, I haven't sold anything on Pinduoduo, and the reason is I believe because the stock hasn't moved, there's no implied volatility on this, and it's not moving much, so there's not a lot to collect on this. And Pinduoduo, according to me, it's still undervalued. I want to keep this for a long term. So let me show you how this contract looks. Let's go to option profit calculator again, and So we are here at option profit calculator. I have set everything, the price I paid, and I have calculated here how this would look. So again, see, because this my contract is like 90 delta, again the time effect is not harming this contract at all, just by little. And even if it does not move from 84 right now, I would not be in a heavy loss, nothing, right, like 4% loss. So and because if you would see the evaluation of the Pinduoduo, it's trading below 10, like it's growing crazy. They have almost 70 billion in cash, and the free cash flow is growing every year, and market seems to unnotice this. There's a reason a famous investor Lilu has bought this Pinduoduo stock. You can check in Data Roma, and according to me, this is really undervalued. So I'll hold this, and let's say nothing happens, right, and I still see value on this contract. I will roll over this contract. I'll make a separate video on how to roll this option contract, and this is all I have for this up now. If you want to follow these contracts, stay tuned in.